Hello and my name is Rob and welcome to the Geek Show for an Alternatives to video in which we look at a new release and we suggest some alternatives to for a multitude of reasons. Bring your own reason. Today is the turn of a Microsoft Xbox One game, grounded via the newly acquired Obsidian. I don't want to over-explain this because I don't think there's really a lot to explain. It's set in the 1990s. And you are a child who, for unbeknownst reasons, is shrunk to the size of an ant, and you have to survive, basically. Survive a multitude of insects who, naturally, are much bigger than they used to be, who are trying to eat you. Starvation and health. You got to continuously eat and drink. And also, from the trailers that we've seen so far, there seems to be an aspect of society that lives in this tiny, tiny world. So that's what it is. It's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the video game. No need to over-explain it. That's what it is. So, number one. Number one is... It's got a sequel coming out pretty soon, actually, and it is Little Nightmares. Available on everything at this point. In Little Nightmares, you play a small child in a yellow trench coat, in the car game anyway, and you have to escape this place with giants and monsters. You got to push around certain aspects of the environment to help you climb out, and it's superbly atmospheric. It's one of the games, like indie games, put out by a big AAA publisher, or Bandai Namco, if they're not AAA, whatever they are. The difference between Grounded and Little Nightmares, though, is a tonal one. Grounded from the outside, at least, I've not played it. No one has, it's not out yet. But from the outside, it seems to be quite playful, colourful, lots of primary colours in the colour palette. Whereas Little Nightmares, I should say, is the absolute polar opposite. It's very dark and dank and browns and greys. Just very, very grim. Dark, whimsical fairy tale, it's been described as. So it's a nice country point to Grounded. However, if you're getting it for kids, maybe give this one a miss. After, then again, you know what is right for your kids if you go to thegeekshow.co.uk and check out our classic film kid selection. The kid who wrote those articles, yes, he's genuinely a kid, has done things like Jaws and The Shining, so within that sort of sphere of adult stuff, Little Nightmares should be okay. But then again, you know your kids. Number two, keeping the recommendations rolling for types of games which are totally inappropriate for the style of game which we're circling them all around. But it's from Arcane Studios, and it is their majorly overlooked Prey. Now this might seem like an awfully weird recommendation to go with something which is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and bear with me. The reason why I'm suggesting this is because in Grounded there is an aspect of the stuff you collect around the world. You turn into armour, weapons, things to defend yourself and attack the bugs, the spiders, the whatever that are trying to eat you. In Prey, you play it's not important what the name is. Morgan, there we go. It's been a while since I played it. It came back. You play Morgan, who is either a male or female character, as well as the monsters, which are sort of like these spacey globs of energy, who you have to defend the space station against and help everybody survive. You also pick up a lot of things around the world in which you manipulate and turn into weapons and upgrade your kit and your skill set with. It's a very thin link, to be honest. However, the reason why I picked this one is not like I'm not talking myself out of including this one. It's an awful lot of games who have you playing small characters tend to be one level and done jobs. So the other aspect of Grounded, which is standing out, is the crafting mechanic. And I think the crafting mechanic is an aspect of Prey, which is underrated, and Prey in general is very underrated for all of its systems and all of its stuff that it achieves. So give that one a shout too, if you haven't already. And number 3, the last one, third in our list, is 50-50, honestly. Originally I was going to suggest Dead Rising, but for a game which is ostensibly aiming at a younger audience like Grounded is. I mean, other people play games, but this one skews younger, let's be honest. Suggesting a zombie game in which you decapitate monsters with a variety of garden products might be a bit of a stretch. Sure, play it by all means if you haven't, but as a recommendation to go Grounded, maybe not. So, number 3 is a 50-50 because I don't think either of them can happily fill this slot, but together they can make a very, very good case for being an alternative. The first one is from that game company who've also done Abzu and Journey, more famously, is Flower, in which you play a petal of pollen on the wind, really, and you've got to repollinate a field. It sounds kind of airy-fairy, literally, but it's just one of these games where when the world is hectic, you just want something super chill and relaxing. It's why people in the big cities like London watch Countryfile, because it's just it transports you away to something simpler. And the other one is Everything, the game in which you play everything from the smallest of animals to the largest of animals and beyond. So really, by definition of me trying to find games that you play something small, I can't not mention Everything, really. But between them, they count for a full entry. I can't pick between one or the other because both have their cases to be made. So yeah, Flower and Everything round this out. Right, let's go through those picks again. Alternatives to Grounded. First, I suggested Little Nightmares, and then Prey, and then Flower and Everything. Odd selection of games, really. You make a very interesting weekend playing all them. So that's it for this episode of Alternatives 2, in which we look at an upcoming release and pick some nice alternative games for you to play instead of it, or as well as it, or if you're in a different format altogether. So look forward to more videos of this branch coming soon. Comment below with your own suggestions. A few alternatives that didn't quite make it. I know I'm already stretching the 3 as it is. But Katamari Damacy and Metal Arms Glitch in a System are always worth a shout. But until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.